Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there. Tom Rabbit likes to record these. Hey, Tom Rabbit!
Come on up, Rosy.
Hey,
Hey.
I've been up here before. Had a kind of cool chat with you guys before. Don't know if you remember.
Okay. So are you an atheist?
I am indeed.
Okay. Can you explain to us the rational basis why there is no supreme being, creator God?
Okay. I think that there is no God because how can it happen if like so many bad things happen in the world?
Okay. The fact that there are states of affairs that the both of us or others find very distasteful or unpleasant, it doesn't follow from that what is fundamental to all states of affairs is not a mind. Okay? Now, you might think that if that supreme being, creator, has additional properties such as love and benevolence, why in the world would he allow such distasteful situations? But the fact that you might find it seemingly incompatible, it doesn't follow from that they are in actuality incompatible. What would be incompatible would be that particular God, and let's say, for example, the Christian God, who I hold to and I defend and I only argue for. Initially, when he created this world, there were not these distasteful situations. Okay. But as a result, because this world right now, including those distasteful situations, is in an abnormal state.
5 minutes later.
He's not going to redeem the fallen angels, but he will redeem those in humanity who fell into sin, who desire to turn to God and to be saved.
But I don't believe in any of this, though. This doesn't make sense to me because I don't believe it.
Okay, well then not believing in it is a worldview denial. So you are denying the Christian worldview by virtue of your worldview. Okay.
But why
So
must I look at the like Christian worldview as it being correct? I don't think that there's a correct way to view things.
Well, then you have no reason to believe or disbelieve anything then.
But then, like, I could say the same to you. Why do you
Did you
believe
just
that
say?
there is a
Did you
God?
say? Did you just say? There's no correct or wrong way to see things.
We don't know.
That's a
We don't know how things happen. We actually don't have
How
any
do you?
proof. So there isn't a correct answer right now.
So all
Do you
of
have
the
proof?
Okay, are you going to let me respond?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just asking.
Okay, you just made a universal declaration. We don't have proof, but you didn't finish that. What does that mean? You don't have proof. What does that mean?
Well, exactly. We don't have proof that God
Of what?
actually exists, and we don't have proof that science
Okay.
created the world. So, like, my point is, like, how can there be a correct way? I think that everyone can have their outlook. I don't think there is a right or wrong outlook.
Okay, so when you say there's no proof of God, okay, that is the equivalent of saying God does not exist. Are you aware of that?
Please repeat, sorry.
When you say there's no proof or evidence of God, okay, that is the equivalent of saying God doesn't exist.
I just don't believe in it.
Okay. Do you believe rationally in the not God world?
I still don't have any evidence to say that God didn't make anything.
Okay. So is it your position that there is no God, or are you claiming to merely suspend judgment as to the existence and non-existence of God?
I'm gonna say that a theory of science is more suitable to what has happened.
That's not an answer to my question. The question was, are you claiming to suspend judgment about the existence and non-existence of God?
Yes.
Okay, now let's examine if that claim is true. Okay, when somebody claims to suspend judgment about the existence or non-existence of God, they're claiming they have no disposition toward God or not God. However, we can show that this claim is not true by revealing what one's disposition is about facts. Because in a God world, all facts by necessity would reference the necessity of God. In a not God world, facts would not necessitate referencing the necessity of God. Okay? Now, when you invoke facts, okay, hold on one second. All right, I'm back. I was just distracted by one of my family members. Okay, so we can reveal what one's disposition toward God is indirectly by their disposition toward facts. Okay, so facts will either reference the necessity of God, or facts will be invoked without referencing the necessity of God. When you invoke facts, do they reference the necessity of God? Do you consciously do that?
No.
What?
No, I said no.
Okay, so you are invoking facts as standalone without respect to the necessity of God.
I mean, I don't really know what you're talking about,
When
to be
you
honest.
invoke facts, you are invoking them as standalone for
But
whatever
there are no
reason.
facts. Don't you understand? Like, there is a
Well,
created
that's
story that
that.
you guys have made
Listen,
up,
listen,
and
listen to
you're
me.
choosing to believe it.
There are no facts. Is that a fact?
There are no facts. The Bible's not factual. Do you know that?
Okay, we're right now we're not talking about the Bible. Okay, see what I find commonly happens when I start talking with an atheist, they start to rabbit trail, which is what you're doing. Okay.
I
Now
think that's what you're
let me
doing.
ask you this question.
I
Let me
think
ask you
you're
this.
just like finding
Let me
random things right now.
listen to me. Is it a fact as far as you see it right now that you're talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, but you said there are no facts.
No, I meant there's no facts in religion. Are we talking about
Okay, well, first
are
of
we
all,
talking about how to make a building?
wait a minute. That's not what you said.
Keep your voice down when you're talking to me, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm doing that because you are now being dishonest. Now, okay.
Okay. All right.
Now, there's a reason why I have a title of the room the way it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's very simple. When you invoke facts, do you consciously reference the necessity of God for those facts?
No.
So you are consciously invoking those facts without reference to the necessity of God, then, right?
I don't do anything factual with God
Okay,
because there is no fact.
I'm gonna kick you out of the room really fast if you don't start answering the question honestly. When
Oh,
you
I'm so
invoke
threatened.
facts, okay, goodbye, sunshine. See,
Goodbye, sunshine.
typical deceitful atheists. When the questions start to get more clear, okay, and they expose your position, they start to lie and they start to be evasive. Yeah, laugh all you want. Bye bye. Okay. This is what they do. They start off on a good foot, and then they start to become more evasive and deceptive. And one of the ways they lie and they become deceptive is to start to segue onto semi-related rabbit trails rather than staying focused on the question at hand, which is what she was doing. Okay? She did not want to answer the question truthfully about her disposition toward facts because then it was going to reveal. Hold on. Okay, she didn't want to transparently answer the question about her disposition toward facts because it was going to reveal what her disposition was toward God. Okay, but she wanted to maintain this facade that, well, nobody knows that she's suspending judgment. But she hasn't suspended judgment. She invokes facts purposely, consciously, without referencing the necessity of God. She believes that facts are standalone and don't require or necessitate her referencing the necessity of God until shown otherwise. Well, that's not suspending judgment. Your disposition toward facts will reveal your disposition toward God in spite of the claim that you have no disposition toward God whatsoever. Anyway, I'm going to have to go on an errand. Matt and Theo, if you could take over. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Did you catch that, Tom Rabbit? Hope you upload that to YouTube.